All right, welcome to another week. This is week 8 in the course. You're just a little bit over halfway through. You've completed 2 Adobe projects. You've learned a ton of new skills. You've read a ton in the text, and you've written quite a few reverse engineer posts. You really are becoming graphic designers. With that said, every graphic designer experiences burnout or even just a little exhaustion from the workload. And that's definitely the case probably for each of you. You're probably nodding your head in agreement on that one. So week 8 is a fan favorite of myself and also of students every single semester. And that's because it's completely different than anything else we do in the course. Week 8 is all about cultivating our creativity. So with that said, I'm going to jump into the Canvas folder for week 8 and give you kind of a rundown of how things are going to go so that you don't have to worry or stress about what exactly you have to turn in when and what it all means. So here we go. Let's click into week 8. One of the things that we are working on is cultivating creativity. And before I show you all of the specifics on what's due and where to go, I wanted to tell you that back, I think last year, around the same time, Elder Irene had an art exhibit that was displayed in one of the church museums. He does amazing watercolors. And he is not somebody that I would think right off the bat was an artist, although I know many of the general authorities are. But I have included a couple of links below, a video interview of him and explaining about his art, and then also another link that shows a place where you can go, an online visual of his art. But I wanted to just encourage you to go take a look and then to think about how creativity this week might be something you can implement in your life to help either relieve stress or change pace or even open you up to revelation. I know the brethren have talked a ton about revelation in General Conference. It's something that we're seeing just kind of across the board. So if you're looking for answers in your life or looking for stress relief, maybe consider creativity as a way to help do that. It may not be through graphic design, but no matter what, we're all creative. So take a look at those links. It's super, super cool to see his work and to hear him talk about his watercoloring skills. Week 8 creative thinking goes as follows. We still have the same 2 deadlines. Wednesday, there's a deadline due, a project due, and then on Saturday, there's a project due. So you don't have to worry about a change in when things are due. It always is Wednesday, Saturday. But let's talk about the increasing creativity and the report that goes with it. This portion of the assignment is going to be due on Wednesday. There are 2 videos that you need to watch, and they're right here underneath the increase creativity and report section for week 8. Professor Corey Kerr explains the concept of add and subtract. So you'll watch this video, and then you're going to pick something that you want to add to your life and something that you want to subtract from your life during the week. Here are a couple of kind of a bullet list of some ideas. You're welcome to add and subtract anything. It doesn't have to be on this list. But let me just suggest this. Every semester when I do this with my students, I get super excited and I plan that I'm going to add a bunch of things and subtract a bunch of things. The purpose of this assignment is not to stress you out. Changing habits is hard, okay? You all know this, and so do I. But every semester I do the same thing. I want to add a ton, I want to subtract a ton. Just add 1 and subtract 1 and see how it goes, okay? Then you're going to complete 4 activities. Before you choose the activities, watch this second video from Professor Kerr, all right? Then, down here you can see there are 7 options for the activities. So time sketches, play a role, free drawing, free association. There's a video that you can click, a link right here that you can click to watch so you kind of have an idea of what it is exactly that you're supposed to be doing for the activity. And then there's written instructions for each one. You don't have to complete all 7. You only have to complete 4, okay? Now, make sure you pay attention. Pick 4 of the following activities to complete and then spend at least 20 minutes. So many of these activities you can totally get caught up in, and a lot of them require not just you, but another individual or a few other individuals. You are welcome to gather up a group of friends, use a family home evening group, use your own family, do this activity for family home evening. That's what we do every semester. We do this, and my kids love it. But make sure that you gather up and follow the instructions correctly so you can get the full points, all right? Once you do your add and subtract, and then you do your 4 activities, you're going to document your activities and then give me some information in a report format. Now, the increased creativity report format is basically outlined for you. It's just like the project report, part 1 and part 2 that we do when we turn in our Adobe assignments. So make sure that you go to this Increase Creativity Report template, download it or make a copy of it, and then fill it out and save it as a PDF to submit. What you'll do is explain to me what you're going to add and subtract. Then you're going to tell me how many days you've participated in. Now, this is due on Wednesday, okay? So you need to get started early. Make sure that you look first thing Monday morning, decide on what you're adding, and then have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You want to be able to participate those 3 days so that you can get the full credit, okay? Because you have to participate 5 days total. If you start before Monday, that's okay. Just know that you need to have 3 days in there so that I can give you the full points, all right? So you won't get full credit unless you've participated 3 days. Then you're going to do your 4 activities, and it says describe your experience with the activity here. You can give me pictures, scans, lists, visual recordings. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. A lot of students just are scribbling in notebooks and different things for the activities. They simply take a picture of it with their phone, drop the JPEG into this document, save it as a PDF, and submit it, okay? So 4 activities, 1 add, 1 subtract. Then you're going to save the document as a PDF, submit it, and you're good for Wednesday's deadline. Let me jump back over to, so this is Increased Creativity Report, all due on Wednesday. Next, let's talk about Saturday's assignment. And it has a little follow-up on the add and subtract. But before we talk about that, let's talk about the 3 creative ideas. Okay. If you are a football watcher, I'm talking about like Super Bowl, like professional football, American football. You know that the Super Bowl provides some of the best creative ads / commercials in between all their breaks and everything, right? So when you watch Super Bowl, you have people who watch the Super Bowl for the Super Bowl, or you have people like me who love marketing and watch the Super Bowl because they love the ads, right? Best ads of the year. Probably the same if you watch the World Cup. I'm going to admit something terrible. I have never actually watched a World Cup live, which is, I'm going to need to add that on my to-do list, like my bucket list. But we're looking for the Super Bowl or World Cup of awesome ads here, okay? So this is in preparation for our next assignment, which is in Photoshop, and we're going to create like an ad for a brand and a product, okay? So this is the precursor to this, the brainstorming session, okay? And my hope is that by doing these add, subtract, and the creative activities, you're going to get your juices flowing and you're going to be able to brainstorm super awesome ideas for this creative ad project that we'll be working on next. I want you to pay super close attention to number 4 and number 5, okay? Number 4, try to focus on symbolic or non-literal concepts, okay? This is why I say this is the Super Bowl level of ads, okay? You want ads that are clever, funny, plays on words, totally catches your eye because it's not what you would expect, all right? Don't just do like, oh, it's 2 people kissing because we're talking about mint gum, which is awesome, but try to put a twist onto what would be expected to make it all that much more eye-catching or really, really communicative, if that's a word, to your audience, all right? Then you're going to make quick sketches and write in an explanation of your creative ideas. Now, you can technically create your own product, but the project requires that we go into the project specification generator. So you'll come here, you'll hit this button, and it will give you the demographics for your product that you're going to create, all right? So it will give you gender, age, relationship, and it will also give you right here, it will tell you what the product is. There is no specific brand. That is up to you. So you'll see some videos pop up in the weeks following that will show you some tips and tricks on how to make that all happen. But just know it will show you like staples. And so then you'll be like, oh, I've decided to pick this brand of staples. All right, does that make sense? So you're just going to get a generic product. You get to pick the brand. What I would do is once you hit this button, just click a screenshot, save a screenshot of this generator because you'll need to include it in the report. So then we'll scroll down. You see add and subtract show up. On Saturday's deadline, you'll fill out another report, which you'll get the template right here, the 3 creative ideas report, and we'll look at it in just a second. But you're going to report to me about the rest of the week on your add and subtract. So I'll jump into the 3 creative ideas report. And it's very similar to the other template I just showed you. So the product name, all this information right here, you could fill it out, type it all in if you want, or just delete it and drop in that screenshot of what the product generator gave you, okay? I'm not going to know if you click the product generator more than once. So if you want to see a couple ideas, of what it gives you and then pick your favorite, I'm totally fine with that, okay? The other thing is that I have students every semester say, oh, I picked this one and I had these ideas, but I got moving in the creative ad in the following week and I don't like my idea anymore. Can I change it? The answer is yes, okay? This is just a brainstorming section. It's part of the exercise to get our creativity flowing. But just know, the work that you do here is going to move forward with you in most cases. And so you're going to want to put in the effort here to really, really think creatively. Use this week's rest period from all of our intensive graphic design work to really boost that creativity and get really creative about what you're going to do for the ad. Okay? Then your ideas and sketches. You're going to give me idea 1. So you're going to give me a couple sentences that tell me what it is you're trying to portray. And then you're going to give me the sketch of that. Then you're going to give me idea 2 and idea 3. And remember, sketches are the same as all the other project reports. Pencil and paper are totally fine. Doesn't have to be totally artistic. And then just snap a picture with your phone, include the JPEGs in your report. Then this add and subtract portion. All you're going to do is tell me, again, what you added and subtracted. Okay. You're going to tell me how many days you participated. So at this point, it should be at least 5. And then you're going to give me kind of a few sentences or a paragraph about what you felt or experienced, the changes that you noticed in your thought process or your routine, just kind of the overall thoughts on the add and subtract project, okay? Then you'll PDF this whole thing and submit that on Saturday. So the workload is pretty simple, but you do have to get started right on Monday so you can get full points. Now I'm going to jump back into the increase. Whoops. Here we go. Sorry, too many tabs open on my computer. Okay, so you have the 2 assignments on Wednesday and 1 on Saturday. That's their due dates. They're pretty simplistic, but you want to make sure you watch those videos and that you complete the assignment with plenty of time, okay? If you have questions, send me a quick email. Check on the discussion boards. There are other students who I'm sure have answers if you can't find one. And then I'm in there every single day. I hope this week gives you a big breather. So many times I hear students say, this is my favorite week. I got a break. I really felt like, hey, I can do this. So I hope that that's how this works out for you. If you have questions or comments, send me a note and we'll talk again soon.